Hello everyone. In this video I like to confess some bad habits what I have in gameplay. What are ruining my own game, or I could be a much better if I don't have these bad habits. So I like to so desperately get rid of those, but these are very hard, at least for me, to get rid of those. So I'm struggling with them all the time. Uh, I'm pretty sure that many of us players are struggling with these same things, and if you do so, if you have the same habits or some else habits what you have in this game playing, share them with the comment line. It's very interesting to hear. But let's start. The first bad habit what I have confessed is I have no sometimes I don't have an patience in aiming. I don't wait till my aiming circle is small enough, or mm, I don't take my time for that aiming. Mm, in some cases, when the situation requires those snapshots and so on, it's very understandable to do that. But when I have a position where I don't have that problem, I still uh, sometimes I don't have patience about that. And I have one example of this. In this gameplay, I play with CS44, and there's VK100, and I have all the time in the world of tanks to uh, patiently aim and shoot him. But let's see what I do. As you can see, I take a lead, I aim it, but I didn't wait till the aiming circle is small enough. And most of all, as like you could see where I stopped this video, I start to move right away when I shoot, and it doesn't hit anything. Let's check that again. This is so stupid act from me. Yeah. The next thing is I don't know where this is coming from. The first one I know exactly why I do that. Don't have the patience. Uh, I have get shot it so many times when I'm flashing myself when I'm shooting in a bush. I try to get hide right away. That's a main reason why I have that bad habit. But I should have more patience. But this next one is something what I don't honestly understand. It have been on my gameplay from the start in very early when I started to play this game. And I have theory where it comes, but I do it all the time. Every time when I'm shooting, I always zoom out, and honestly, I don't know why. It doesn't ruin every time I shoot, but sometimes it does because mm, I'm I'm focusing away from that moment, which should be important to follow. And I have example of this too. There again. Honestly, God, I don't know what kind of reactant this is on my gameplay. And I have noticed that when I'm following some very cool players in the Twitch channel and so on, and YouTube channels, they do the same. Uh, I don't know why I'm doing this, because this doesn't help my gameplay at all. Maybe in that way that if I'm shooting and I'm exposed myself, I like to see. I have to. I like to be in awareness what happens around me. But to be honest, that's not the reason. I have theory on this. It might be something like I like to see when my shell is hitting something. I assume that it's something like that. But this is very weird. I don't know why I do that. And to be honest, I like to get rid of that too. Uh, but it's so in my muscle memory that I have to concentrate not to do that. Next thing is, and this is very common. This is something something which is related to that first one. No patient in aiming. I don't follow the shot, and this is the same reason why I do this is that uh, I don't want to take a risk that I'm exposing myself and everybody's shooting. So I take a cover right away when I'm shooting, but I should uh, follow more the shot. And again, I have an example of this. Again, same CS44 and same position. I didn't follow the shot as I said earlier, no patience, but I shot the VK, boom, and as you can see right away when I have been shot, I start to move backward. And that's the reason why I didn't hit that VK 100. And that's the honestly, God, that's a bad mistake. And it's something what I have been concentrate a lot of to do when I'm playing now when I have been playing now in various time lately, I have been concentrate that I'm following always the shot. I don't right away take a cover. In some cases, when I know that everybody is focusing me, I don't waste my time to wait that did I see hit something or not. But many cases I should be uh, wait more to make sure that uh, the shell is going in that direction, in that point where I'm actually shooting. That's very important. I'm wasting so many good shots in this kind of action, and that's just simply stupid. Uh, more. Uh, this is something what I noticed in past 1 month or something. Uh, I'm depending on the what kind of matchmaking, what tier I'm playing, what kind of tank I'm playing. I'm some cases too sensitive, so I'm too passive, and sometimes I'm very too careless. I just go in front and woohoo, I'm killing everyone and I'm going to win. And before I can say my name, I'm in the carrot. So the balance to find those balances is very hard sometimes. And uh, depending on what kind of feelings I have in that game or that game streak, I may play too sensitive way or passive way. It's not the passive, but it's I should be more follow more the battle, what I don't do. So I'm too sensitive on that point of view. Game pacing is out of tune. So again, this is a little bit related to that earlier. That too sensitive or too careless point of view. Uh, I don't follow or I don't follow. Yeah, I don't follow the phase of the things what are happening in the minimap, what my team is doing, how the enemy is reacting on that, and how I should be reposition myself, and how I can where I should be making the pressure and where I have to be more defensive and so on. Many times I found myself that that game pacing is out of tune in my mind, and I don't know. Is it bad habit, but it's something like that. I don't concentrate so much. I just jump in the arcade. game mode in my head and start to play. And I found myself and all my battles very bad situation, or they are getting worse. Again, a little bit same thing. On the same position, no relocate. And this is the one of the biggest and oldest bad habits. Uh, it's so easy to wait in one location and wait that somebody is going in front of your barrel, front of your gun. Uh, but that is the wrong way to play this. There's always you should always to change the location and find a different kind of position to help your own team and make your team win. Uh, Unnecessary risks. Find myself in shitty positions. Yeah, this is something which is very familiar. I have done this so many times, and this is in those moments when I have this unmortal mode in my head that I have. I think that I have best tank in the world, and I'm now going to kill everyone. I'm going to front line, and so on. And I go in there, and a little moment after that, I found myself very bad situation, and I'm dead. And uh, I made frustrate after that, and I do it again and again and again, and that's a very big sign to me to stop playing in that day. It's not getting better. Or I another option what I do, I close myself and start to be playing so uh, sensitive way. I start to be more passive, and I found that I'm not so useful for anyone in our team anymore. Yeah, and these unnecessary risks are also those when I notice that my own team is going to rush enemy team over, and I follow them, start to support them, and before I knew that my own that Bosnian team is melted and I'm in very bad situation. Those are something annoying situations. And we're talking about bad habits is sometimes I don't read the game correct way. I see that uh, one or two my own teammates are going YOLOing in one direction, and I join them, and again I find myself in very shitty situations because those YOLOing guys are going to be dead very fast most of the time. Next thing and last thing, I have told this many times earlier before. The patience in this game is most one of the most important thing skill in what the player can uh, get and try to learn and so on. Uh, uh, Sometimes it's very hard. It's in bad habits to be impatient. For example, the very good example is this when you are playing, or I'm playing with the auto loader or auto reloader tanks, or auto loader tanks. That's more kind. When I should reload the magazine, if there's still one shot or not, and what is the situation, and that requires a lot of some kind of game playing, reading. That's one good example, and also auto reload, or when you are going to shoot your clip empty, when you don't uh, shoot shoot your clip empty. It works just the same as the auto reloader. Also the positions. Well, I almost every day I see that I'm waiting in some position that enemy is going to do something silly in some position, but I'm impatient and I start to move. move in some other positions, and I right away I see that enemy is doing just start to do those things what I have been waited earlier. If I waited a little bit longer, I could easily make or farm more damage and do more more bad things to the enemy team and so on. Uh, and I many times I found myself that I'm not the patience enough on these things. When we are talking for example, those reloading and position and moving and relocating and obviously what I said earlier in the aiming and so on. Patient, patient, patient. But that's about it. Bye.